Hi everyone, compliments of a new season. Welcome to the new year. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel. If this is your first time, please feel at home, feel comfortable, but just don't remove your shoes. You never know. So first things first, you probably want to know how I got infected and how I found out that I got infected. How I got coronavirus is not a story I like to share for personal reasons. Just know it's a story I'll never forget. What happened? Okay, fine, I'll tell you. Just stop. It's a situation where at uni you have your social bubble, and we were under lockdown, but now restrictions had been lifted. We were allowed to hang out with 6 people. So now obviously you kind of know which people you're literally always hanging around, and you know where they've been, where they haven't been, that type of thing. And we all knew no one was going anywhere really. We had all been stuck indoors. My friend and I mixed with, I think, someone we didn't even know. We didn't know the person that much anyways, but we were just like, you don't look sick, let's all hang out. And that's how we got the virus. We were not coughing into each other's mouths or anything. It's very weird that in that time, I think it's now better, but back then in 2020, if you had coronavirus, people looked at you funny. There was like a stigma around it, like, how did you get the virus? You were probably just coughing into people's mouths, weren't you? That's how you got it. There's no other way. We were literally playing cards and doing other things. I'm joking. It's called comedy. Okay. So the friend I got infected with is Nelly. A lot of you know her because I post on my social media and that type of thing. She's my close friend here at uni, and so Nelly and I got infected together. How we found out we were ill was a couple of days after being exposed to the virus. Nelly got a fever. Her temperature just went, and then I had a running stomach. I was coughing, but like I said, if you know me, coughing is nothing new. And I had a new cough. It was a new one. There's that cough that you know from 2007, but then this one was a new cough. But I was just like, diversifying the portfolio. Nelly got a fever. I think the beginning stages really hit Nelly harder than they hit me, and we're in bed now. We could barely sleep. I think that was one of the worst nights of my life. Feeling hot. We felt extremely hot. We felt extremely heavy. It was just bad. I remember we even prayed before sleeping because it was just a very weird feeling. And this was Tuesday. So we are sitting there convincing each other that we do not have coronavirus. We're like, nah, it's not coronavirus. Nah, back home when I get flu, this is how I feel. Back home when I get malaria, this is how. That was Nelly. Nelly gets malaria. It's not funny. So Nelly and I, being the responsible citizens that we are, decided to book a test for literally the next day. That's the Wednesday. So Wednesday came, and we made our way to the test center, which is a 10-minute walk from where we live. It's a distance we've walked before. We've even walked more than that, but this time around, as we walked, we were tired. So we get there early. We are winded. We have no breath. And I'm like, Nelly, is it because we don't exercise? Nelly, is it because we don't eat right? Is it because we are just not healthy? And we didn't have answers for each other, but we were winded. We were out of breath. We sat down. There's like a sledge thing where you can sit outside the testing center, and we just sat down and we couldn't even speak. We just considered our lives. A lot of people ask, was the test scary? No. I have a demonstration for you. See these cotton buds, earbuds? At our test center, they made us test ourselves. I know in other people's countries or whatever, there's someone who inserts this for you. It's something similar to this, something similar to an earbud, but longer, okay? And you put it in your, was it mouth first? Was it a mouth swab first or a nose swab? Mouth swab first. So swab the size of your cheeks, swab, and also your tonsils, and then after that, with the same thing, it's not a 2-sided one, it's literally a 1-sided one, which I thought was pretty gross because coming from my mouth into my nose, ew. anyways, into your nose. You push it in until around here where you feel some resistance. So when you feel that resistance, that means you're doing it right, and there is a gag reflex. Definitely, I like had little tears coming out. It was not fun. My results came Wednesday night. I'm sitting or whatever eating, and I get a text message, and they're like, "Dear Leanne Russell, you are positive for coronavirus. Stay home." That's literally what the message said, and I was like, they can't even say, "Oh, I don't know what I needed to hear," but that message broke my heart because it was just like, "You are positive, stay home." That's a bit irresponsible, because then that just there's people who are so susceptible to fake news. There's people who will read messages that say go drink washing detergent for coronavirus, and they will. Not me, but there's people. The moment I told my mom, less than 2 hours later, I got phone calls from aunties all over the world. Got phone calls from aunties who were just like, "Hi baby, are you okay? We heard you got the virus. Do this, do that, do this, do this, do that, do that." Bless them. A lot of the remedies were very similar. That's what I liked. And I will admit I didn't do all the remedies because some of it got overwhelming. But Nelly and I definitely stopped leaving the house, and so if we needed any groceries, one of our friends, bless him, would go and get groceries for us, bring them to the door, that type of thing. I did lemon, sorry, I wrote it down so I don't leave out anything. I boiled lemon, ginger, garlic, turmeric, cinnamon together and drank it all day every day, because one of my relatives who had the virus mentioned and emphasized that you need to keep hydrating with warm liquids. So if you have the virus, keep hydrating with warm liquids. Just keep them going in your body, What did Nelly do? We literally always laugh about this. She slept for 16 hours. Both of us were just sleeping. I will admit, this coronavirus sleep was good, but when you wake up, there was a lot of pain and discomfort. Day four is when I lost my sense of taste, and I had just bought a bucket of KFC chicken. I will never forget that. So I'm eating this chicken and I'm like, hey, these people do not know how to make chicken. This chicken tastes like water. This chicken is just bad. Is this chicken expired? Then I made my friend taste it, and she's like, it tastes like chicken. And I'm like, no. She's like, tastes like chicken. Then I lost my sense of smell the next day. I couldn't smell the chicken. And I think for me, that was scary. Chewing garlic in the morning and in the evening, and I could still taste garlic. So thank you, garlic. I recommend garlic. I just recommend it. It stings, it stinks, whatever. But garlic is the girl she thinks she is. It is really. So yeah, I was using garlic to measure where my sense of taste and smell was, because there was a day when the garlic taste was so far away. I was like, oh, that's not good. Then there was a day when the garlic taste was back, and I'm like, let's go garlic. So yeah, what I used for bodily aches was paracetamol. Bless you, paracetamol took me there, man. And we did a lot of resting, we did a lot of praying, we did a lot of listening to music. I think music is a major contributor to our healing process, to be very honest. So what are you supposed to do if you suspect you've been exposed or infected? I would suggest you get tested. It's just better to know. So that if it's not coronavirus, then you must be worried, like, oh, what is causing all these mental confusions? It's better to know. If you cannot get tested, self-isolate. Don't be out here spreading it to people who might get more sick than you. And essence, did I learn anything from the coronavirus experience? I would say yes, of course. I learned to give credit to our body. You should be kind to your body and don't speak negatively to it. It can hear you. And it made me really appreciate my body. I remember one of the days, we self-isolated for 10 days. Very boring, very, very boring days. But if we had been alone separately, it would have been worse. So I'm very grateful that I was with my friend for those 10 days. We watched series, we slept. I think 75% of our time was spent sleeping, 5% talking on the phone to our relatives, another 10% drinking liquids, and then the other 10% trying to mobilize ourselves. I think I'll put in a video somewhere of us mobilizing ourselves. And so it's so easy to die. It's so easy to die. But look at you out here, breathing, living, drawing oxygen into your lungs. I love the way you do that. I love the way you breathe. I love the way you exhale, inhale. I love it. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. You are doing amazing. Look at your body. Look at your body pumping oxygen. Look at your body. My final remarks would be, don't be afraid. Don't fearmonger. Don't spread fake news. Stop it. You're scaring our parents. No, people who send those WhatsApp chain messages are scaring our parents. Stop it. And if you are ill, I'm wishing you a speedy recovery. You will be well. And this year, we are bringing you consistency. We are bringing you quality. We are bringing you, I don't know what else we're bringing you, but stay tuned on my channel. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Bye. See you next time.